Well, good morning, all. This is your 3-minute countdown. We'll be starting the service in just a couple of minutes. And oh, we have such a special thing for you today. If you're watching us from home, yes, you have indeed come to the right place. This is Unity Church of the Mountains, and Angela Harmon will be sharing today, and we have all kinds of great stuff happening. So if you're watching from home or from your vacation spot or from your villa in France, welcome. Okay, we're going to start in about a minute. Oh, I see new faces here. Okay, wave if you're a new face. Wave if you're a young face. Yeah. Okay, hey, that's good. Turn around and wave to the folks at home, all those young people at home. Hey, we love you. All right, we're going to start in 1 minute. And good morning, Reverend Angela Harmon. Are you ready to hold forth today? All right. Well, then let's begin. Let's stand and sing. Here are some words from Daniel Nahmod. You are sacred love. You like that idea? Me too. Here we go. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Let's do that again. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are blessed peace. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy is all that you are. Come on, let's take this home now. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. In such a holy place. You are sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love is all that you are. Do you believe that? Know that to be true? I sure do. You are sacred love. You are deepest joy. You are blessed peace. Sweet Spirit, we are gathered today in a spirit of anticipation, sacred love, joy, and peace, because we know that these things are the truth about us, and not only are they flowing through us, they are us. And with gratitude and hearts full of love and breathless anticipation, we move our hearts and our minds and our bodies forward in gratitude, in love. Amen. Let's join together in saying our opening affirmation together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. Reverend Angela Harmon is with us today. Not a guest, a member of the family. And if you are here for the first time, you're also not really a guest. You're also a member of the family. If you are here for the first time and you feel comfortable, and you certainly don't have to, but if you'd like to stand or just wave your hand and tell us your name and what brought you here today, we'd love to love on you. All right? That's Southern locution, means greet you. Yeah. Okay. Hug your neck. There's one. Yeah. Yes, good morning. Yes. Okay. And the others are shy, but that's okay. We love you. All right. Now we got something kind of cool and different. Oh. Oh, that's okay. Twofer. Yeah. Okay. Oh, how wonderful. How wonderful. All right. Reverend Angela Harmon is with us today. Always a blessing, such a wonderful friend, and always, you know, moves our spirits. Now you're talking about freedom today, aren't you? All right. Freedom, 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 freedom. You know what we ought to do? Let's have this half of the room sing freedom, and then you sing the answering part, okay? Same word. Freedom, freedom. All right? Don't even need them on the screen. Here we go. Freedom, 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 oh, freedom, 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 freedom. Talking about freedom, talking about freedom. Stand and sing with us, won't you? am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited. Right. Turn to somebody and say, you are free. You are free. You are unlimited. And there are no chains that bind you. You are free. You are unlimited. Right now. Right now. You are free. You are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free. You are unlimited. Right. For the whole world, we are free. Oh, we are free. We are unlimited. And there are no chains that bind us. We are free. We are unlimited. Right now. Right now. We are free. We are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free. We are unlimited. We are free. We are unlimited. We are free. We are unlimited. Right now. Right now. Yes, and isn't that the truth? Joy? Our prayer partner for today, Miss Joy Ryder.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
And good morning.
I'm happy to be here and happy to see all of you. And I forgot this thing. Oh, well. Okay. Well, first I wanted to just tell you about. I just wanted to tell. Oh yeah, just one thing I wanted to share with you that I thought would help all of us. How many people pray? How many people pray a lot? Okay. Me too. Exactly. We all probably in unity know every thought's a prayer, right? So sometimes we're praying for things we don't want. And then if we catch ourselves fast enough, we can stop that. Well, one of the things that's helping me learn more about prayer, thanks to Reverend Robin Volker's class with the prayer partners on a Zoom, she introduced us to this unity minister, a senior unity minister in Texas, I think she said. Anyway, the outline she had was pray without talking to God. Well, that's pretty, how you do that. Anyway, and then I bought that book, and then I bought this one, which is called Divine Audacity. I just love the title. Let's be audacious with our divinity. Okay, isn't that a cool thought? Well, on the top in the gold sun, it says, dare to be the light of the world. How about that for a thought? Dare to be the light of the world. So if anybody wants to know about this, I'll see afterwards. Now, the prayer box, the thing about prayer is praying people, what's in our way is a lot of times fear and worry. And if we're paying attention to what's going on in the world at all, then we know that there's just a whole menu of constant things to be fearful of and to worry about. So I don't know about you, I like to know what's going on, but I don't like to be fearful and worrying. And my own self, I have a habit of getting in that mode. So I go to divine order. Something comes up in my face that I didn't expect, didn't want to deal with, don't want to deal with. I go divine order, and then I say to myself, let go and let God. Of course, these are unity concepts. I use those phrases a lot. So now when I'm with the prayer box, we keep the prayers that you put in here physically in this box here for a month. And then we send them off to Unity Village, and they pray for 'em for a month. And they have been praying at Unity Village over 100 years, and that's never shut down. It's always somebody in there praying. And if anybody in here been to Unity Village, been to that room? It's been years that I've been there. It was in the 80s. But it is really inspiring to know somebody's always praying. And anyway, so these little requests are over next to where this usually sits as you come in. And if anybody wants a prayer partner for after church for a bit, I'll be available over there at the library. And if I'm not there, grab me. I'm fine with that. So now, to pray over the prayer box, I just thought it would be nice to do a group prayer, and I'd like to have everybody breathe in. And I'm not really good at breathing in and talking, but I would like everyone to participate in breathing in and say divine order to yourself or out loud. And think of whoever you want to pray for, too. And then when you breathe out, say to yourself, I let go and let God, or out loud, either way. So we can get in the habit of it's such a powerful freeing up process. So wish me luck at saying it, but maybe you don't have to have me say it after the first time. Okay, breathe in saying divine order, and breathe out saying I let go and let God, in your head or out loud. Breathe in, divine order. Let go and let God, out. Breathe in, divine order. I let go and let God, out. Third time, breathe in, divine order. I let go and let God. Breathe out. Whatever the concerns are, personal or worldwide. Okay, the daily word today, and I have another assignment. I was a teacher, so I like people to join me on things. So the word for today is trust. So I place my trust in God. And when something has to do with God, I'd like you to put your hand on your heart. God is within, right? Jesus said. Okay. So I place my trust in God. Few things are a greater comfort than deep and abiding trust in God. When I trust, I move more confidently through life. I feel the wind at my back, and I am made strong in the face of adversity. In the past, I may have felt disappointed when I misplaced my trust. The things of the world are impermanent. Even people come and go. The truth of God as the one presence and power in the universe and as my life is everlasting, unchanged, and unchanging through all the seasons of life. Even as I grow, evolve, and deepen in spiritual understanding, God is always my source, the inspiration I return to again and again. My freedom to seek and discover lies in the awareness that I can always trust in God. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord God you have an everlasting rock. Isaiah 26:4.
Thank you, Joy. That was just beautiful. And now, Reverend Angela, will you lead us into a time of even deeper meditation?
Let us continue to breathe in and out that substance that's readily available for us. And as we know, we place our trust in this power we call many names. God, Yahweh, Allah. Can you hear me? Up a little bit in the volume, if you would. What I'm going to do is share with you a prayer, because I pray without ceasing. And what we know about prayer is that it works. It goes out before us, and it makes the way plain and clear. And each of us are original beings of our own original prayer. So as I read this prayer to you, I ask you to take it for yourself. And that which fits is more bountiful, and that which doesn't, let it go. Know that Christ is in you. Christ is in me. The Bible tells us real man is Christ. This Christ is perfect, invisible, and present, and in the back of everything, in everything, through everything, and every living soul. Just as there is but one God, or first cause, so there is but one man, the manifestation of the divine spirit in and through all people. Throughout the ages, this Christ has come with some degree of clarity to close to those who have meditated long and earnestly upon the nature of the divinity that is in everything. I acknowledge this true self, knowing that it will instantly supply me with whatsoever things I need. I consciously re-enter the kingdom of heaven within me. I sit at the table of the Lord and partake in the divine banquet, the wine of spirit and the bread of life. I know that the master at the table of my own indwelling Christ, that part of me is the perfect God, that immortal self, which is birthless, deathless, changeless. I know that my host in God, the living Spirit Almighty, I live, move, and have my being in this divine presence. Today I permit Christ to be born in my consciousness. Today I realize that Christ is the universal Son appearing through every deed of goodness, truth, and love. As I unveil the Christ in my own nature, I know that the continuance of the same Christ will be revealed through me, through others. I enter into my divine inheritance through the recognition of my union with the Supreme Spirit that we call God, Christ, Yahweh, one power. And so it is.
There is a bell, let it ring. There is a song, let us sing it. There is a time, and the time is now. Time to ring that bell for love. Ring that bell for freedom. Sing a song for peace. Time is now to begin again. Let go, let God release. There is a bell, let it ring. There is a song, let us sing it. There is a time, and the time is now. Time to ring that bell for love. There is a time, and the time is now. Time to ring that bell for love. Ring that bell for love. Sing with us. Ring that bell for love. Ring that bell for love. Ring that bell for love.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I didn't know. My talk title is Freedom Isn't Free. And I got the talk title from an event that I went to. And I'm going to start there. There were so many quotes that I saw this morning. I've got to give the quote that you had up this morning. Love does not claim possession, it gives freedom. I think that's a very strong statement. So if we're trying to take ownership of something, I'm not quite sure if that's love. How about that? So with that said, one of the things I'm on this pilgrimage about my own life. So I don't know how many of you know I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. So yeah, I'm a Yankee, but I'm kind of a half breed. You know, they brought me down south, so I was both, and I desegregated school. So I'm every woman. How about that? As Whitney Houston sings. But what I discovered is that the Freedom Trail actually ran through Boston. The Underground Railroad was a part of that pilgrimage, if you will. So I'm not by accident. I'm by design. I was supposed to start out in a city and come to the country so I could have a blend of what was going on in the world at a very young age. Well, little did I know at this very young age what I was being exposed to. Because we're kids, and if you were a kid like me, we grew up being seen and not heard. One of those, you go sit down, you don't get to talk, you don't get to tell, you just go sit in a room. But little did they know these big old ears were wide opening and listening. So with that said, I must have been listening to lots of things, and if you can see the birds that are flying, I have a book that is in illustration layout. That's what the holdup has been with the artist, because I did a children's book called Birds of a Feather. And I have an aunt that inspired the title. She's an aunt by marriage. Her name is Janet Harmon Braggs. And when I went to her enshrinement that indoctrinated her as a commercial pilot, she was the first female commercial pilot ever, and she just happened to be African American. How about that? So this is her inducting ceremony. It was April 30th, and that's where I got there's this, I didn't bring that in. I like to show you things. So I'm going to try to describe this to you. It's probably, let's see, it's about the size of that picture of Jesus back there. And it is an eagle at the top, and it has all 5 of the branches that represent our country's armed forces: the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and there's something else. The National, there you go. All right. So that was on there, and it said freedom is not free. And I thought about the fact that my adoptive father was Army. I married a Navy guy, divorced him. Married an Air Force guy, divorced him. The Coast Guards, they're out, so I don't know if that'll happen. But I had the armed forces all around me my whole life, is what I'm getting to. And it cost our country, America, to be free. Freedom is not free. It cost us as individuals, what we talked about this morning, our trust and our faith and that power which powers us to be commercial pilots, to be in the armed forces, to be here now. When I originally started this talk, Freedom Isn't Free, I think you know that I like Jeeps. I don't have a Jeep, but I do like the Jeep. And there was a Jeep commercial that came on as I started to talk, and it says, were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? And every time I see a Jeep, and this happened maybe a year ago, there was these Jeeps all over Key West. I don't know, and they're all over college campuses. I didn't know Jeeps were the car to have. Well, when I see a Jeep on the road, because I tell you that I pray without ceasing, what I see in the letters Jeep, it's got your name in it, Joy. Joy, every earnest prayer. And every time I see a Jeep, I say that. You know how long I say that on the road while I'm driving around? You know, I'm like, I hope I don't see a Jeep. So I don't have to say that. But what the universe is doing is reminding me it cost me to be free. I got to remember that I want to live in joy, because evidently fear is pulling. Fear is out there in the news. Actually can call on my phone with one of my kids. How about that? It doesn't even have to be in the news. If there is some urgency in our family, there could be a little fear and worry around that, instead of the joy knowing that there is a trust and a power greater than we are. So I know that prayer works. And I know that prayer is trusting. This is a day that is 7 years ago that I signed and closed on the house that I'm living in. And those of you who have followed my journey, I went to that house kicking and screaming because I wanted to stay in Buckhead. And if you don't know Buckhead, Buckhead's like the city of Atlanta, right? You got Midtown, you got Uptown, you got Downtown. Well, Buckhead is Uptown. And I like staying uptown. So when it was time to move, which is our kingdom, right? This is our kingdom, but our house is our kingdom too, right? So my kingdom was in Buckhead. I could watch the Peachtree races go across. I could walk and get ice cream. I could walk, 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 walk. Moving out to Cobb County, I couldn't walk like I wanted to walk. And there weren't things accessible that I want. I didn't feel free. I felt confined. You guys are imprisoning me. I don't like it here. Universe would not let me find anything other than where it was directing me. Every time I looked in Buckhead, either it was getting outpriced, they had more money than me, they outbidded me, or they had to do renovations in it, and I was traveling a lot for work, so I couldn't do that. So here I am pouting, pouting, pouting. God doesn't have this. I don't feel free. And what was I putting out there? God, I don't have it. You're not going to be free. God's got this. I don't have it. So as I'm looking at it, now what happened with this movement 7 years ago was that February I got ordained. So February 2015, I get ordained. April 2015, I get a notice to move. And it's not just to move, they're going to tear it down. So it's not like I've got an option that they're going to go up on rent and you can stay there. Me, I want to stay there, so I'm going to go over to the church that owns it. I want to buy it. Can I buy it? No, it's not for sale. Universe is moving me. So we're supposed to move by May, right? April comes, May comes, and none of us have moved. And they said, okay, y'all got another month. You need to be out of here by June, and we're going to give you June free. How about that? You don't have to pay rent in June. Who's ever heard of that? I'm like, oh, that's more money to move with. So everybody's gathering at my house now because, oh, we got to move. We got to move. I'm like, well, this might be my fault because I don't want to move, and neither do you. And I've been not wanting to move for 12 years. I stayed in a place that I thought I was going to live a couple of years after going through the divorce. I was loving it. It became 12. And I thought about how interesting that number 12 was. That 12 is associated with the disciples of Jesus. And every year I must have been learning something that was getting me ready for this move. So we fast forward to June, and I'm looking, and I'm actually wanting to buy now because I didn't want another 12 years of my life to go by and not own something. So I don't have anything ready by June because I'm still kicking and screaming about staying, right? So we're supposed to be out in May. This is April notice. Here's June. Today is July 17th, so they gave us another month to get out of there. Now, where have you ever heard of anything like that before in your life? That's why I know my freedom comes from knowing that there is a power that I have to commit to that's bigger than me. That cost. That's time. That's effort. That's right thinking. That's even money in the right place because my credit score had to be a certain place to even buy property. So everything cost us. So the book that fell off my shelf, then and now, because I'm not finished yet, we're all work in progress, and I don't care what credentials we have, was the 4 agreements. The 4 agreements asked me 4 things. Am I impeccable with my word, which is the God thing to me? And then if I'm believing in the God thing, don't assume anything. I'm assuming I'm supposed to stay, right? This is where I live. I'm a Buckhead, babe. What do you mean I've got to move? Don't assume anything. And if you read the details of don't assume anything, we don't know all the answers. The answers come from source, God. We take everything to God in prayer. So if God is positioning me this way, why am I going this way? Don't take anything personally. One of the places that I really thought I could live in after moving, Cobb seemed to be, my real estate agent was pointing towards that stadium that they were building because it wasn't built yet. She said, if you want to invest, this is where you should go. I'm like, I don't want to go over there, but this is where you should go. So when I was dealing with her, it's like, don't take anything personally. This must be bigger than you. That's when I heard that. Because I was taking it personal. It's my house, my money, my time, my, right? Here we go. My. Nothing is ours. Everything that we have and can be comes through that power that we all have in us. So when we start taking ownership, that's why I like that first quote. Love does not claim possessions. You can't claim where you live. You can't claim what house it is, what city it is. I changed it to it, gives freedom. Little did I know that this power was preparing me for 2020. A pandemic came. Y'all remember that? Is it still going on? Pandemic came. Guess where I was? I was in a place of refuge and peace. And one of the only pools that opened that year, because everybody was closing pools and we have our own pool, so I love to swim. That's one of my exercises. And what I learned was I was placed in a place so I could have peace, even before then. But that really summed it up because that was the year that IBM decided to let me go, too. I said I early retired, which is true. But I thought I'd work till I was 70. It was nice. I liked what I was doing, but there the universe again. It will tell you what to do. I'm like, the nerve of them letting me go during a pandemic and insurance, and how am I supposed to live? And I'm like, calm down. Put your power in the power that powers us all, which is the first agreement. Be impeccable with your word. So, what are my words saying? Are my words strong in what the power can do, or are my words weak in what this power can do? So, be impeccable with your word. Don't assume anything. Don't take it personally, and always do your best. So, I had to really pick up the fact, am I doing my best in this? So as I started to do my best over those 7 years, I started to realize why I was in that place other than a place to live. I don't really talk politics. I'm more of a facilitator, but what facilitated in my life, because of freedom, I do vote. And because of my right to vote, we turned Cobb County blue when it was red, and then we turned Georgia blue when it was red. And I said, I think this is positioning and guiding bigger than me. All we want is freedom. Don't really care about the colors because both of the colors are in the rainbow. How about that? The rainbow, like on her Unity shirt, is who we all are. We are diversity. What I was supposed to do was bring my diversity, my light, let my light shine where I am. Each of us are to let our lights shine where we are. Another color, yellow. We are the chakras of the rainbow. We actually walk out into this world and decide whether we're going to shine bright or we're going to fold our hands and pout and be miserable. Because happiness is up to us. Happiness is inside of you. I think some of you know, after IBM, I was already announcing a company called Happy Academy and living in the wildness of life. That's the focus. Because what I've found that happiness is here, and it trickles down here. Happiness starts in the mind. Happiness is recognition that there's a power that makes, allows, brings happiness. The thoughts that we have, we brought. The things that we think we bring. So if I'm thinking difficulty, the universe has really got my back. It's just going to let me wallow in that until I figure it out. And that's why it took from April to July for people to get in the house, because Angela's wallowing. I probably gave them some time. They should probably thank me. I don't know. I thank God, because our housing, our temple, for us to be free, we have to give it the permission, the word, the acceptance. One of the things that gave me freedom when I was little, and I just had the experience, and I'm going to show you. Anybody remember this place? So I grew up with Disney World being built. I was about 11 or 12, and is now celebrating its 50th anniversary, if anybody doesn't know. And with that said, a lot of what happened was Disney, what it told you that everything is not always good. There are going to be some tragic things that happen, but there is always happiness if you can focus on that. Disney had a hard time promoting Mickey, if anybody knew. So it cost him his time and most of his life to get a character out there that is dominating generation after generation after generation with happiness. I have a 6-year-old granddaughter who knows who Mickey Mouse is. How about that? So I went from me to my children to my grandchildren. I'm almost certain my great grands are going to know who Mickey is. But it cost Disney to do that. It cost Dr. Seuss with The Cat in the Hat. He wanted to publish his book. I carry this book dearly because I've been trying to publish my book. But publishing his book took years. I don't know how many publishers. I had a number down. I'm going to go with 23 because it was about that number, if not more, that said no, 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 no. But somebody said yes. If he had given up, if he had not listened to that freedom power, something he loved, he didn't possess it, gave it to the power. It's like, well, I'm not giving up. And then there's book after book after book after book after that. We get to claim our freedom. A seemingly hidden figure appeared in my life the same year as the movie Hidden Figures came out. Remember that movie with the 3 women in NASA? That same year I found a hidden figure. I thought the father that was my adopted father was my actual father. So I'm looking at what price we pay to be our authentic selves because I knew there was something different about me. Just knew it. Just knew it. And the only way that I got here, regardless of what the unknowns were, was allowing natural laws, which I equivalent with God. Natural laws never change. Gravity is gravity all over the planet. That means love is love all over the planet. And we know what love feels like, right? Nobody can't tell you love, right? You just know it. You feel it. You act it. So what I'm charging us to do is to use our God Center. If love costs you, guess what? You get it back multiplied abundantly. So why not pay the cost to love? It's not easy. Letting your kids go out there and see what the world is like, if anybody's got kids. But I remember I was one of those kids that wanted to get out there and see what the world is like. Harriet Tubman is one of my heroes. She went through that Underground Railroad tunnel that I told you about. I know that freedom begins here because she was born enslaved. So they said. But there was something pulsating and beating inside of her that says, I'm free. It cost her. She left her family. She went on a trail that she had never been on before. She listened to the river. She watched the stars, and she sang in her heart. But she was by herself in a physical form, but she was never alone in the divineness of the power. Now, if that power can work for her in that day, do you think that power is working for us in this day? So anytime I feel like I'm more burdened or more weary than I can stand, that's my hero. And to have discovered that I actually walked on ground that she walked on elevates my freedom. So the last portion that I'll close with from the 4 agreements is breaking old agreements. Very young children are afraid to express what they feel. They are so loving. If they perceive love, they melt into love. They are not afraid to love at all. That is the description of a normal being. As children, we are not afraid of the future or ashamed of the past. Our normal human tendency is to enjoy life, to play, to explore, to be happy, to be loved. And what I added, we're children of God. But what has happened with the adult human, why we're so different, why are we not wild? Victimism has come upon us. We say something has saddened us, something has happened to us. And what has happened to us, we live from instead of the joy. And the victim life rules us. We are no longer free because we judge. Once our minds have been programmed with all the garbage, we are no longer happy. So I asked you to get the garbage out. Take it out. You know how we do at home. Take the garbage out. Take the garbage out. These are the tools that gets the garbage out. Prayer gets the garbage out. Got a lot of stuff in there we don't even know that's in there because we did hear it when we were little. You're not enough. You're not worthy. You're just like your father, just like your mother. Well, I hope you like your mom and dad. And if you don't, do the opposite. Know there's a power bigger than you that guides you. And I'll close with the words of this song. It matches my book and my aviator. We might have a pilot in the family. You never know. I actually looked up piloting. That's all right. I'll just hire somebody to fly me around. I don't think I want to learn how to fly. There's a lot into it. But I'm going to read these words and see if you can relate to them and maybe even tell me who the artist is. I may be just a foolish dreamer, but I don't care. 'Cause I know my happiness is waiting out there somewhere. I'm searching for the silver lining, horizons that I've never seen. Oh, I'd like to take just a moment and dream my dream. I wish the world was truly happy, living as one. I wish the words they call freedom someday would come. Zoom by Lionel Richie. And so it is. I want you to zoom. Zoom into your freedom, knowing that acceptance is the way we get to that power. And acceptance is being impeccable with your word, that what we say is that we're telling God what we want. We don't have to say what we want because sometimes we don't know what we want. I would still be in Buckhead, and they shooting people in Buckhead more regularly than they used to. But you can get shot anywhere. Don't let me take that lightly because a dear friend of mine went to services yesterday because his nephew took a gun to school to show his friend and shot himself. So it's real. What can happen? You don't have to go out looking for it. It can come and find you. So I recommend, with all that life will bring us, that we take everything to God in prayer. That's what being impeccable with our word is, because we can't handle it. Because if we try to handle it, then we see all the chaos that's going on. Don't assume why. Don't take it personally. We don't dictate what happens in the world. We facilitate what happens in our world. So when we're doing our world, let's do our best and be in agreement with it. So our freedom is being in agreement with that higher power so we can be free every day. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Angela. You are my hero. You are my shero. Pray without ceasing. Give it all to God, right? Give it all to God. Surrender, surrender to the soul release. Time to know the splendor of a heart at peace. Bring it to the light, the sunlight, just to let it be. Just pray and see your spirit flying free. So bring it to the light. Time to let it go. Bring it to the sunlight. Na 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 na. Come on, y'all. Na 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 na. We're gonna bring it to the sunlight. Time to let it go. Time to give it all to God. Na 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 na. Bring it to the sunlight. This is even easier than the other song, huh? Na 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 na. Bring it to the light. Bring it to the light. You sing that line with me 2 times. Bring it to the light. Na 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 na. Come on, let's raise the roof with this. Na 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 na. We're gonna bring it to the sunlight, yeah. I said na 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 na. Na 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 na. Freedom isn't free. It's there waiting for you, though, wouldn't you say? All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Reverend Angela. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, now we got something really special today. Last week we had 5 people who took our Unity 101 class. Fantastic conversation, and 3 of them had a welcome ceremony last week, and 2 of them today. So, Jesse and Jane, will you join us, please? Right there. Kathy, will you free up that microphone and hand that to them, please? You're good. You're good. All righty. So Jeep, what was it again? J-E-E. Love it. You have one for Toyota or Daewoo? Rolls Royce, you wouldn't see as many of them. Yeah. Okay, right. This is a holy ceremony. We are welcoming Jane Risner and Jesse Reel into our fellowship as full members of Unity Church of the Mountains. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and for each question, answer in a loud, clear voice, I will. And then you're going to say a series of affirmations together. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Today you have made a holy commitment to become a member of Unity Church of the Mountains, where the light always shines. You have made a commitment to embrace that light, to reflect that light, and to be that light, and to share in both the joys and the responsibilities of co-creating this Unity ministry. Will you make that commitment now?
I will.
I will.
In making that commitment, you can know this. You can know that you rest in the assurance of having a spiritual community that is strong and effective in supporting you in your spiritual growth. And you can know the joy of sharing that spiritual growth to help others along the way. Will you embrace that assurance and make the commitment to share it?
I will.
As part of this community, you will experience a new depth of spiritual understanding along with an abundance of love, empowerment, fulfillment, friendship, education, and support. Will you embrace that experience and also make the commitment to share it?
I will.
You will see growth in your relationships and in all other areas of your life. You will experience abundance in all good things as you approach life as both a giver and a receiver, and you will come to a deeper appreciation of the value of your unique gifts and contributions to this community and to the world. Will you commit to your spiritual growth?
I will.
To the congregation, will you now make a holy commitment that you will support, encourage, uplift, hold up your hands for them, and love these new members of Unity Church of the Mountains? We will. All right. New members together, Jesse and Jane, will you say your affirmations, please?
I am ready to deepen my connection to God. I am ready to listen to the voice of Spirit. I am ready to serve this community and the world. I accept the call to live in the light of love and transformation.
Nice. Beautifully done. Our board president, Susie Henry, has some parting gifts for you. They're welcoming gifts. Much better. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you, Susie. To the congregation of Unity Church of the Mountains, I present our new members, Jesse Reel, Jane Risner. Welcome. Let's sing them in. Home is where the heart is, where peace and love abide, a place for all seasons that beckons us inside. This fellowship of believers is a home and family, a source of light that shines so bright just for you and me. Welcome home to created in love and choice. It doesn't matter where you've been, in your coming we rejoice. We behold the love in you with arms stretched open wide. Welcome home to this family. Welcome home. Welcome home to this family. Welcome home. Jesse and Jane, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we see the light of Christ shining through you. All right. Okay. And you can just stay where you are because maybe you'll join the choir now. All right. This is the time in our service when we gratefully receive our tithes and offerings. And grateful is the key word here because we see the demonstration ahead of the, we see the manifestation ahead of the demonstration. All right, come on up. Wonderful. Let us join together in saying our offering affirmation. Okay. Together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We bless these tithes and offerings, these gifts, this support, this substance made real as it flows in, as, and through each of us and out into the world where it does its good and perfect work and back into our lives, multiplied abundantly, blessings abound, and so it is, and so it is. Amen. Okay. You have all been doing a wonderful job of sharing and supporting the church financially. Thank you. Thank you. As we grow forward, I'm going to ask you to prayerfully consider signing up for our consistent giving program. It's just what it sounds like. You sign up through your bank account, and then a little bit comes out each month, or a lot comes out each month. Your choice. It's easy, it's simple, it's safe. And we'll talk more about that at the annual meeting next week. Okay.
Going along with supporting the church, our statistics on social medias and the website traffic have been great. Seeing a lot of good viewership. Today is an exception, but thank you guys for sharing us with your Facebook page and liking and engaging. That helps out the church a lot. Get a bit bigger reach for more to see.
Our upcoming speakers, July 24th, Mike Davis. July 31st, Jennifer Farron. Coming soon, Reverend Robin Volker, Reverend David Torres, Jeannie Ward, and Reverend Angela Harmon will be back in a minute here. All right. Yay. All right.
Our UMass leadership training and inspirational service on Friday evening with Reverend James King, Reverend Leah King, and Mike Davis. On Saturday, Reverend Robin Volker, Reverend Beth Head, me, and Mike. Leadership workshops, and lunch on Saturday is provided. So, Unity of Greenville, South Carolina, July 22nd and July 23rd. There's flyers in the vestibule. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful workshop experience. I highly recommend coming if you can.
All right. Wonderful. And July 24th, that's next Sunday. It's our annual meeting. It's right after the service. Now, this is a super important business meeting for all of us. We will present our new candidates for the Board of Trustees and vote on them. And we have wonderful, incredible candidates. Charlotte Slakowski is one. Leslie Keeley is one. And I'm thrilled that they have both stepped forward to serve. And we'll talk about our budget for the upcoming fiscal year. Hint, we're doing great in that area. And we'll look at some of our accomplishments to date and talk about our vision for the future. All right, so please plan on being there. That's next Sunday right after the service.
And looking ahead, our Sing for Joy, 6 p.m. on August 11th. It's where we're going to have singing and enjoying.
A lot of folks are new here, and it's been a while since we've done Sing for Joy. So yes, there's going to be singing and joy. It's just as simple as this. We pick a theme. It might be Beatles or John Denver or the hippy dippy 60s or soul music or Broadway, and we pick about 20 songs and we put them up on the screen. And we just all sing. It is an absolute hoot, okay? Now, this Sing for Joy, since we haven't done it in a while, is going to be a best of, all right? And, Sky, tell us what's special about that particular Sing for Joy.
August 11th, after Sing for Joy, there's going to be an ice cream social. For this, we're going to ask for volunteers to dip the ice cream and make root beer floats. You can talk to Jeanette Senart after service today to sign up for that. But it is going to be August 11th.
Okay. And there is a sign-up sheet on the bulletin board.
Yes.
Okay. For anybody who wants to, buy some ice cream and donate it, or just bring your dipper and make the ice cream floats. Okay. September 7th and 8th, World Day of Prayer. And this just in, Thomas and Nancy, raise your hands, please. Turns out that they can do a presentation with gongs and singing bowls, and it's a sound immersion experience, and that's going to be in October, and we're going to talk right after the service and put the date together. Yeah, you guys like that idea? Okay. Well, it's on then. All right. Wrap us up here, Skeister.
If you have not already, please sign up for the Mountain Spirit newsletter on our website, unitychurchofthemountains.org. You can get our updates that we say here, and you can be updated on any other future events if you sign up for the Mountain Spirit newsletter that's sent out on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Thank you.
All right. Let's join together in singing our Serving in Love song. All right. I serve in love. Spring up in the morning. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. I serve in love. Living God's dream for me. Today is the day when I stand up and say, I serve in love. I serve in love. I serve in love. Today is the day. Today I make a holy commitment to serve in love. I serve our church, our families and friends, and our community, and I serve the Spirit, body, mind, and soul, as we grow together in love. And so it is. Amen. All right, before we go on, Susie, did you get a photograph of these fine new members?
I've got some, I'd like to get some afterwards, please.
Okay. All right. Well then, let's close with prayer and our peace song. Let's know this together. May my mind know that it cannot be limited. May my heart know that it cannot be separate. May I know only wholeness of being and claim nothing less than the fullness of life. Peace is, freedom is. We just give it all to God and it comes back to us multiplied. Multiplied abundantly. All right. God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Blessings all. See you next week. Thank you, Reverend Angela. I serve in love. Spring up in the morning. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. I serve in love. Living God's dream for me. Today is the day when I stand up and say, I